Hey folks, thanks a lot for watching. If you're here to find a thermometer template, then you've come to the right place. You can find this template at condenssedmba.com/excel-thermometer-template, and I'll also put that link in the show notes. But real quickly, let me walk you through how this template works and how you can customize it to your own needs. You'll effectively only need to ever change these top two numbers. Everything else will be handled via equations, and I've made special note here to not touch the cells that will screw up the look of your thermometer. So let's take a look here. This grayed in cell is where you're going to put the amount of money that you want to show within your thermometer. So let's say we want 10,000. We've only had 10,000 donated or saved, or however, whatever you want to put in your thermometer. You see it drops down and automatically replaces that with empty space based on these if-then statements. Likewise, if you increase it to get really close to the goal, it reaches up near that top line, and if you go surpass your goal, it overcomes your thermometer top and switches to green. This is something you can also manually change if you want to go in here and change the fill color to something that makes more sense to your business case, whether this be blue or black or some other color. You can change that freely without screwing up the look of the chart. You can also change the goal amount because the likelihood of you having a goal of 100,000 is unlikely. So let's change it to something else, and you will see that the graph will make accommodations for the new number here. So you can change this effectively to whatever you want, and the axis will handle whatever you've changed it to, and the fill space will adjust accordingly, and the rationale is the same here. So if you go way over the goal, it's going to start distorting it, and I actually didn't want to put that many zeros in, just to show that it still works at a different goal amount. The last point I like to point out is that this axis is in dollar signs, and you may not be wanting to track dollars. You may be tracking units or something that doesn't have a symbol in front. To change this, unfortunately, you do have to do some manual work here. You'll go to Format Axis, and depending on what version of Excel you're using, this format axis might look completely different, but you'll just find something, a tab or a button that says number. You'll select number, and you want to go down to this custom option, or it should already be selected, and you'll see this weird little code down here. These dollar signs are why we have a dollar sign over here. So if you don't want dollars, you can simply delete those dollar signs and hit add, and it will get rid of your dollar signs. Same thing if you prefer the format with comma separating the thousands. Behind this hash mark you can add comma 000, hit add, and it will automatically format it for you. Just a quick refresher, I have a video out on this, but basically what you're telling Excel with this format is anything before the first semicolon, you're telling Excel how you want to handle positive numbers. Anything between the first and second semicolon, you're telling Excel how to handle negative numbers, and since there's nothing in between there, that's why you see no negative numbers on your axis here. And finally, on the right of the last semicolon tells you how to handle zero. So for example, we put a 0 because we want 0 to show 0. If we put a dash, Excel changes it to dash. So there's some adjustments you can make here. More than likely, if you're using the thermometer, you're going to just be using dollar signs or just traditional comma separated thousands and values. But there is a variety of adjustments you can make here, and I'm sure you can Google any other symbols or anything else you want to change in that format. So again, if you want to find this thermometer template, go to this site here, condenssedmba.com/excel-thermometer-template. It will be an embedded worksheet. You'll just go to the bottom of that sheet, and you'll find a little icon that looks like a file with a down arrow. If you click that, it will download to your computer, and then you can change these to whatever you want. But again, remember not to change these three. They're formulas and they're what makes this work. So just deal with these two here, and then you can format the axis as well. And finally, you can change the title to whatever you desire it to be, and it shouldn't screw up the format at all. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Hope this helps.